So today I'm really feeling under the weather. I'm really feeling sick. I got this way last night, but this is coming to me as always. I have been recording videos and posting even though sometimes I have been sick with fever, for example, or my voice not fully working, as you can probably hear right now as well. And quite frankly, the air in my apartment has been very dry, too dry now during the winter time when it was freezing outside, freezing cold, and I did not realize it because I did not know about that before. So again, I had to learn new things. Yeah, but anyway, so yeah, things have been not so easy again. Like usually as chosen ones of God, earth angels, starseeds, we can be so sensitive, and you know, as empaths, highly sensitive people, we're sensitive and intuitive, but also we can be attacked and bullied a lot, and we can face a lot of trials and tribulations in life, difficult situations, difficult people against us who don't understand us, and it's hard for us to understand them, vice versa. So, but anyway, just, you know, live it, learn it. Like, we're always supposed to be learning and growing and evolving anyway, so, you know, I always like to turn everything into a positive, like I've always been doing. But anyway, so what is coming to me that I need to share right now regarding with if you are in this situation that you're dealing with a court battle against narcissistic people. It can be a narcissistic ex, it can be a custody issue, it can be narcissistic authority figures, it can be anyone that you feel that you have had to go to court for. You know, you have been doing the right thing when you have been after justice, you have been, you know, chasing after justice basically. Of course you should not be chasing, but anyway, I'm just putting it that way. So you want justice and you want to be treated fairly, like you should be, but it's very heavy and it seems that it's not happening. And you are also a trauma survivor, a childhood trauma survivor. Likely you've had narcissistic parents, likely you have faced many narcissistic people throughout your life, and you can still be encountering many cold people. This can apparently happen. From what I can say from my own personal experiences, that the court system is slow. It can be very heavily slow. From my opinion, it's too slow, at least here in Finland, in my country, way too slow. Things should be seriously looked at and not be blindly accepted and, you know, not given the benefits of the doubt when it's just, you know, not okay. So don't be surprised. I'm just giving you this advice from experience, authentically, like I always do. Don't be surprised and don't have too high expectations so that you won't be disappointed. I'm just saying this as a gentle, kind, honest, transparent, authentic warning to you if you are dealing with a situation like this. To not get your hopes up with people, because likely you will get burned again. You will get hurt by these people. I've seen so many cold people. First of all, in the justice system, I used to work, before my son, I was working for the state of Finland. I was in an enforcement agency. And of course, as we know, we can encounter many unsafe and narcissistic people around the world. They are appearing, showing up around the world. It doesn't matter what country you are in. Of course, where, you know, things are even worse, like with the war and things like that, it's even more difficult. Naturally, it's even more heavy there. But, you know, I'm just saying generally that there can be these unsafe people, narcissistic people around. So we should not get our hopes up. We should keep certain things to ourselves and be private in that way, to not overshare. But anyway, so my advice to you today, the court system is slow, be aware of that, be private, don't overshare, don't overly trust people who you don't know. People are also judgmental about you when you are a good, kind, trustworthy person and you have not done anything intentionally to hurt anyone. And if you do, you apologize and take accountability and responsibility. But there are some people who just don't do that. So that is why, you know, there are these opportunists, these selfish, immature, narcissistic people, these cold people. They are so cold. They think that they're just entitled to treat us good people, kind, sensitive people like trash, like we don't have our rights, our human worth. And it is infuriating. So notice when somebody is being against you and protect your peace anyway. Stand your ground. When it comes to these legal situations, court battles, especially, of course, if they are regarding, you know, painful and very personal situations and things. So, you know, I don't even find a word again, you know, for this, how cruel it can feel in itself. And if you're dealing with narcissistic people, so once again, to stay sane and to protect your peace, you just have to stand your ground and, you know, stick to your truth and healthy boundaries. Because I have witnessed very painfully that there are, for example, these lawyers who only seem to be after money and power, that they honestly don't care about you as a person and they don't understand you as a person. They don't even truly hear you as a person, especially when you are sensitive and a deeply feeling person like I am. So it makes it even more difficult. But those people just are not on the same level with us. So it's impossible to create a stable, balanced communication or cooperation with these sorts of people. And of course, we will always, when we're sensitive and intuitive, we're empathetic, we're empaths and highly sensitive people, we have these gifts, but they do not have those same gifts. They have not lived the same kind of a life as we have when we're chosen ones and starseeds and earth angels, spiritual beings. We can be so vulnerable in these situations, so hurt, and we can end up being too open. So that is why we have to warn ourselves a bit, you know, to protect our peace, to protect ourselves, to not be too open with the wrong kinds of people, because they will only hurt you. It will feel like a stab into your soul, into your heart. So they do not help you. First of all, number one sign, they do not help you. Sign number two, they attack you in any way, you know, mentally, spiritually. They can yell at you on the phone, for example. When you just reach out for help, you just make a phone call, you reach out for help, you ask if they can help you, and immediately they're going like, they can raise their voice even, or start to claim things like they know your situation, your case, better than you know your case, and you know yourself, you know your situation. Obviously, you are the best expert of your own situation, but they can act like they know better. Sign number 3, they do not show you any empathy. They do not give you a healthy, stable, a calm, a balanced communication and conversation that you are craving for. You need that. Of course you need that. If you are hiring a lawyer, if you're asking for help from anyone, the least that they should give you is an honest, calm communication. A calm, respectful, decent interaction. And that is, of course, what a smart, stable person will do. But clearly something is off with these people when they start to project their shit onto you. And that is what has happened to me, that these people have been projecting their darkness onto me instead of helping me. So these people will basically make you feel like they are force-feeding their agenda onto you. And again, it can seem like you're dealing with narcissistic people. Maybe they are narcissistic. They can be, of course. Because it can be anyone, anywhere, any place, anytime. So, of course, that can also be the case. So it would be even more stress for your body, for your mind, for your soul to deal with. Even more heavy energy to deal with. So this is a very unwanted place to be in. So you don't want to go there. So my advice is to not be calling around, asking for help from many people. Try to focus on finding one good one. So these people will be fine with you being hurt in the process. So even if you try to tell them that you are sensitive, that, you clearly communicate your heavy, traumatizing, hurtful, disrespectful situation to them, they are still hurting you. They are still making you feel pressured and anxious. For example, you hang up on them, but they try to call you back. And this can be a huge sign of them wanting to be heard with you. They are looking for respect and to be heard, but what about you? Why should you be giving your energy and attention to a person who already told you that they won't help you, who already made you feel worse? But I'm just saying honestly from painful experiences, again, because God is using me for this, because I'm a light worker, I'm an earth angel. We go through heavy things and then we help others to deal with them and to survive and to recover from them and to move on from them. So this is, again, my work. And of course, if you need more help and support, I would be happy to serve you in a one-on-one call. You can apply to work with me. You can check out the form below my YouTube videos, or if you just go to my link tree, it's there as well. So you will find my book links, a Finnish book and also an English book, and also you can apply to work with me one-on-one. I have a coaching program as well for 3 or 6 or 9 months if you're looking for a more full life transformation. And so, of course, when we are trauma victims, trauma survivors, and especially if nobody has been there for you since childhood and you've been abandoned, neglected, abused by your narcissistic parents and family members, you have been surrounded by toxic people. You can be strongly anointed by God, yes. And that can be a huge reason why these people are coming after you so badly. But also, I'm just saying, as a human being, that, we do our best with what we can at that specific time when we have to do something. But the same pattern that happens, that we need to be aware of when we're dealing with people who are not our people, who are basically against us. They do not understand us. They are not emotionally that deep. They are not as sensitive. They are not emotionally skilled, emotionally intelligent people. Because if they did, they would have decency, normal decency and empathy and respect. And they would be able to be calm. But I've been witnessing these people who seem to be so stressed out. They are pressured. They are busy with their jobs. And they can also have financial stress, things like that. So of course it doesn't help. It doesn't help you if you are struggling alone, asking for help from this kind of a person who is struggling themselves. And I'm sure that you have also experienced this heavily when you're one of my soul people, that throughout your life, ever since childhood, basically you have been the caretaker, you have been the family scapegoat. You have always made sure that everybody is doing well, everybody's feeling happy, everyone is feeling safe and, you know, good overall. But what about you? Nobody has been asking you how you are doing, what you need. People don't offer their help for you. They think that you can just manage everything. They think that you're just this superhuman who can just handle whatever life is throwing at them. And for many years, I've been looking for answers for these sorts of situations and questions. And that is why I'm also here talking about these things. And at least from what I can say from my personal experience is, like I've been saying in my videos lately, that I've been sharing about my painful experiences honestly and transparently and authentically, that, you know, there have been so many cold people, bully people, narcissistic people, that I was depressed, I was struggling alone in a deep, dark place. And I know now that, you know, God has been carrying me through it, but my faith has been tested a lot, many times, even lately. And, you know, just because you transform your life from, you know, pain to a healthier life, it doesn't mean that negative things don't happen. Of course they do happen at times. That's just life. And we just have to learn how to deal. And yes, it can be hard to deal with people when you have been a trauma victim, a childhood trauma victim. It can be hard to trust, it can be hard to open up, but sometimes you can overshare, you can open up to the wrong people, and then they hurt you again. They make your trauma worse. They cause you trauma reactions. So we're not dealing with easy things, and we need tools. We need awareness, we need clarity, we need tools to be able to handle these things. And so these are, of course, issues that I'm here to help with, that my book will help you with, and I can help you with in my sessions if you apply to work with me one-on-one. Because I know that my videos and posts simply cannot be enough. That I'm sure that many of you would love to talk to me. And we must always be aware of when we're dealing with unsafe people. What are the signs? We must be aware of when people are projecting their issues onto us. Like, for example, the phone call example that I just mentioned. So if you hang up for a reason and then they try to call you back again, like they think that you will just pick up and answer. Why would you answer if they already have yelled at you, if they already made you feel anxious and even more hurt, that your trauma is being triggered, you are having a panic attack even, you are feeling very, very, very hurt and anxious in that moment. So of course you have to set that boundary to not answer, to not pick up that phone, because it's about them, not you. Some people apparently are just too dumb, too insensitive, too cruel, too immature, too selfish, too self-centered, whatever. They have issues. it's like a cup spilling over. There is this saying that a person who is attacking another person with hate and anger, their cup is spilling over because they are so filled with that hate and anger that they are not well, they are unwell, they are not a healthy person, they are not a safe person to be around. And of course, these unsafe people, they can easily trigger your trauma responses again, your trauma reactions. Of course, that is very likely what will happen. And because I have painfully witnessed the cold reality of the Finnish justice system, legal system, that there necessarily is not justice what happens. That even though someone does not have the legal rights to do something, it can be easily overlooked. For example, because of their position, for example. Now, so is this healthy? Is this respectful? Is this righteous? No, it's not. It's not. So we can have this injustice happening in places where it should not happen. And it can be even more traumatizing to you when you are already dealing with enough. But anyway, despite of everything, have faith, stick to your truth, take your power back, stand your ground anyway, because that is what you have to do. You have to do what you have to do. You know what you have to do. If you don't know, talk to God. If you don't know, listen to your intuition. Be still. You can listen in stillness. You need stillness. We need peace. We need peace of mind to be calm, peaceful, and healthy. We need God connection. We are His children, His creations. So why couldn't He help us with everything? Of course He can. Like it says in the Bible, do not worry, do not fear, for I'm with you. And we should always hold on to that truth. So I think this is what I mostly wanted to share today with this, with these warnings and reminders, and with this advice that sometimes we just need to be careful with people. Apparently, can be many people that we need to be careful with. We should not be giving our precious energy and attention to energy vampires who will only waste our time and energy, because that is what they do. They hurt us even more. They trigger our trauma responses, and they are wasting our time and energy and effort. And people don't remember to ask themselves, would I want this treatment for myself? But they so freely give it to us. As always, thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking this video, sharing this, and for supporting my work. And of course, like I always say, buy my self-help book, Apply to Work with me if you need more help and support right away. And you're not alone, and I'm here to help, and I like to bring out these important topics because I know that I'm meant to do so. So these are painful, heavy, serious issues, but they need to be addressed. We have to be aware because of mental health and health overall, and for the sake of our lives, we have to be aware of things.